So I was sexually assaulted when I was about 15 and didn't really understand what that meant. I really didn't know how to cope. I didn't know who to tell. I didn't find that there were resources.
And sometimes it feels like a bit of a slap in the face as a survivor, just all of these people who aren't necessarily aware of what's right and what's wrong in terms of this kind of thing.
If you mean by BU having a problem with sexual assault, I'm just going to say that BU is all of us. It's the faculty, it's the students, it's the staff here. There is still a societal problem that we have not escaped that deals with misogyny, hatred, sexism, and rape. And the answer is yes, we are not special. We are not different from anyone in the society, and we have also not figured out how to solve this. So the answer, really short, is yes, it is a problem, and it's a problem that we have to work on, all of us.
It's On Us is a organization on campus. We're a chapter of a national organization, and I think we're actually one of the biggest in the country right now. Um, and essentially, our goal is to connect survivors with other survivors their age, and we also try and bring resources to campus like bystander intervention trainings, supporting survivors trainings, things like that, from RAIN in the Boston Area Rape Crisis Center to clubs and organizations on our campus. We also run a survivor support circle, and we do bring in guest speakers like doctors and lawyers from the area who are also survivors. And our goals are a little bit different from SARP's. They're really focused on response, but we're really focused on prevention and also kind of teaching students how to respond when a friend comes to you and says that they're a survivor. We also try and bring bystander intervention courses to campus and just kind of things like that.
We received these generalized and anonymous complaints that the members of Kappa Sigma fraternity were luring people, women, primarily women, into a space that they have, an off-campus space that they primarily use over on Highgate Street, and that they were engaged in a bit of a systematic collaboration with each other to drug these women and to sexually assault them after they were drugged. So we did two things. We began investigating them by asking each member to come in and talk to us about it. And the other thing that we did was we asked Kappa Sigma to have their activities approved by us before they proceeded. We wanted to make sure that we could slow them down, and we wanted to get a sense of what they were doing in an organized fashion. Kappa Sigma had a couple of they had a meeting, and they also had a gathering and had another one planned. And they were not approved by my office. They were not approved by me prior to them happening. And so what I decided to do was to suspend the organization until further notice, until we can figure out what the outcome of this investigation that I'm currently engaged in would be.
I think that it's not just Kappa Sigma. I think that it's a lot of frats in general, because I mean, once Kappa Sigma gets shut down, if that is the case, then the problem doesn't go away from there. Then all the people who once were in that organization are just going to go to a different frat, and then from there, and so on and so on. I think it's Greek life culture in general, if I'm being honest. I think that it's very problematic to the point where they've gotten quite the reputation. And I think that you have a lot of people in there who, and then this is where kind of It's On Us comes in with Barstool. There are a lot of Barstool athletes in Greek life. There are a lot of college kids who do kind of worship this culture that has kind of popularized some things like misogyny, like sexism, racism, just things that you don't see in as large quantities as like grouped together as you do within Greek life. I mean, I feel like the more awareness you raise and the more you protest, the more you bring this up and you don't let the noise quiet down about this issue, the more you have that, I think the greater change will come. But I don't see this ending, at least for a very long time, if ever.
I think the other thing too, and in this recent set of allegations that I'm looking into, what I've also seen is something that I think is also very vital, and that is students are talking to each other about this too. That is invaluable because it's how we've got to apply some of the ways that we interact with each other, and to, I think, incorporate a little more nuance into our thinking about our interactions.